Forward. Oh. Easy. Arm.
Thank you. You may be seated. To start our ceremony this evening, please help me in welcoming Lenape Regional High School District Board of Education President Cookie Eslow. Thank you for joining us here this evening. It is my pleasure to present to you again the Lenape High School Concert Choir directed by Mr. Brendan Moore.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Moore, and I'm the choral director here at Lenape High School. The piece we're about to sing for you this evening is called Be a Candle of Hope, and it's my intention to honor the students behind you. In the same way that a candle shines through the darkness, I think the students who are receiving these awards this evening truly are lights here at Lenape High School. And so this is in honor of the students receiving the People's Choice Awards.
Be
Thank you again. I will now begin the presentation of the People's Choice Awards this evening with my selection. My People's Choice Award goes to a young man whom I had the pleasure to teach in honors geometry last year. He would show up to class with a smile on his face almost every day. This respectful student could always be seen helping his classmates with difficult material, and his enthusiasm and positive attitude in class were contagious. He matured as a student as the year progressed and has continued to do so by challenging himself with a rigorous schedule. Although I'm no longer his teacher, my nominee continues to stop by and say hello on almost a daily basis and is always looking to get a fist pump between classes. Little connections like that have made many of the days at Lenape just a little bit better this year for me. My nominee has continued to grow in numerous ways since last year, not only academically, but in the school and community as well. This past summer, he was a counselor and a role model for younger students at a camp in Texas. He volunteers at a local fire department and is one of the leads in our recent spring musical, Aida. I have no doubt that my nominee has a bright future ahead, and I consider myself fortunate to have had the chance to be his teacher. My People's Choice Award goes to Enrique Gonzalez. I'd now like to present our next presenter, Jack Walsh.
Thank you. As educators and coaches, we're supposed to be the strong base that everything is built upon in the classroom or on the field. Anyone who's been around me this year realizes that I've had some physical problems since the year started. My People's Choice will never fully understand how much she and her teammates have carried me this year. She's always asking me, how am I doing? That's supposed to be my line. I have felt like I was coaching a bunch of moms this year because every time they worried about, because all of the time they worried about me. My People's Choice, Megan Vizard, really helped me make this a rewarding and memorable year. And now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Donaldson.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. So sometimes it seems to me that Allison is a part of almost every group and project here at Lenape. And even though I never taught Allie in an English class, I feel that I have spent many hours with her, talking at games, chatting at club meetings, and relying on her to help me at my own meetings. She's upbeat, energetic, and organized, qualities that she needs to maintain her very busy high school schedule. And I feel very lucky that I met Allie at my very first week here at Lenape, and that I get to recognize her for all that hard work here tonight. Thank you. Allie? And I'd like to introduce Mr. Guerrera.
My People's Choice Award recipient this year is Mark Ignari. Come on up, Mark. Stand right here so everybody can stare at you. Right there, buddy. Yep, look out there. A lot of people. All right, as a teacher, ever so often there are students in one's career that leave a lasting impression after they graduate. Sometimes it's a student who just works harder than everyone else, or maybe achieves the highest grade or honor in one of your classes. Mark Ignari is not that student to me. However, Mark is that young man that you just know is special. He is the type of kid that you just know is going to make his mark on the world. And he's going to be great at wherever life takes him. Mark, you are one person I will never have to worry about once you leave Lenape. You are that charismatic and have that personality that will no doubt lead you to do great things. When I look at you, I honestly believe that you can be whatever you want in this world. You have what it takes, so shoot for the stars. Because at the end of the day, when I look back at my career, you will be one of my brightest stars. So thank you for reminding me why I do this job, and congratulations. Our next presenter is Mr. Joseph Porco.
Teaching an AP course presents an opportunity to work with highly motivated individuals. Consequentially, after-school review sessions are numerous, and like many routine actions, are often forgotten after the fact. However, the interactions I've had with my People's Choice Award recipient Nathan Konchak at similar review sessions have been far from forgettable. Review sessions with Nathan are easy to recall due to the unique character that defines him. Nathan confronts difficult material with a strong resolve. Nathan's collective but focused approach exhibits how much he demands of himself. Impressively, Nathan's drive to excel does not impede his cordiality. Although addressing the content was priority, tangents on European affairs or discussing the best and worst rides at Disney World weren't off the table, thus differentiating sessions with Nathan from the other study sessions I've had. And for the record, we agreed that Frozen was the worst ride. Save yourself the 2-hour wait, unless you're under 8. Overall, Nathan's strong academic efforts in my class, while maintaining a positive attitude, make him an appreciated member of the Lenape community and a worthy recipient of this award. The next presenter is Mrs. Correa.
My People's Choice goes to one of the most genuine individuals I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. Her integrity and perseverance guide every aspect of her life, and she brings so much joy to the lives of those around her. My People's Choice goes to Shelby Whetstone. Stand up here, I'm not done yet. Hang out. Shelby, I so appreciate how you make it a point to stop in each morning to say hello. It truly brightens my day. I also cannot emphasize how proud I am of you for the effort you put into all that you do. Not only are you an accomplished athlete, you also have truly flourished as a young adult navigating your school experiences. I know we've had many of our physics chats this year, and I'm so proud of how you've stuck with it, even when the course has been challenging. But more importantly, I'm grateful for our life chats. You have shown so much integrity in how you handle whatever situations life throws at you. Please know that your character will take you far in life, and I cannot wait to see you continue to meet your goals and achieve your dreams. Our next People's Choice presenter goes to Miss Stephanie Fox.
Good morning, class. Hey, best friend. Beautiful. Don't give up, because great things take time. No one ever injured their eyesight by looking on the bright side. Don't change so people will like you. Be yourself and the right people will love you. Marissa, you're always yourself. And I know the right people do love you. Come here. You helped set the tone for my classes by welcoming the freshmen to class and offering them sound advice, such as getting involved in school, that my class is hard, but if they put in effort, they'll get good grades. You made it easier to come to work each and every day. My mood would definitely improve just knowing I would see you and the rest of the crew for a few minutes between classes. Your positivity is infectious, and I'm so glad you're still here for another year. And the next presenter is Miss Jamie Falver.
Hello. There's one student that I can always count on to bring a smile to my face. As soon as she walks into a room, her positivity is contagious. My People's Choice is Amanania Barton. Amani is one of the sweetest, most caring, and most compassionate students I have ever met. No one can be in a bad mood after spending 10 seconds with Amani. She is also one of the most determined, dependable, hardworking, and enthusiastic students I have worked with in the Women of the World Club. Amani did not apply to be an officer in WOW this year, but came to me and said that she does not need a title, but really wants to be involved and help the club in any way she can. While many students fight over a title, Amani focuses on what matters: helping to make a difference, organizing drives to help women in shelters, promoting equality in both the school and the world, and really truly making a difference. As president of the African American Club, Amani was in charge of the March for Martin, but she's also the reason WOW was able to be part of this wonderful event. Despite all the work she had to do in planning the entire march, she also managed to spearhead WOW's involvement in this march. Amani has been a delight also to have as a student in every class that she's ever been in. Whenever Amani comes into the media center with a class, she always reaches out, says hello, and makes my day better just by being in her presence. I will miss Amani's smile and positive energy next year, but know that she will bring her passion and her positivity to her future endeavors, and the world will be a better place because of her. And the next presenter, Mr. Richard Jacobs.
My People's Choice nominee is Erin Fuser. The reasons for her nomination are as follows. 1, Erin tells me I'm the worst counselor in the world. 2, Erin tells me not to talk to her when I see her in the hallway. She usually says this while I'm mid-sentence and usually includes the phrase, "Don't stand next to me either." 3, Erin gives me plans for my office. I've only killed one. 4, Erin makes me smile every time I see her. 5, Erin is full of energy and life. She doesn't hide her enthusiasm. Her spirit is infectious. She gives everything she has to the moment. And finally, Erin is the 4th and final Fuser sibling I have had the pleasure of working with. She is by far my favorite, and I'm sorry if the other ones are here, but it's true. And I'm really happy that I get to spend another year with you next year. Sorry, Miss Bosler. I got nervous.
Good evening. When I first met this student, she was sweet yet reserved and timid. That is not the case anymore. Over the last 2 years, I have had the pleasure of getting to know this young lady who has the kindest of hearts, a gentle soul, and a brilliant smile. On top of that, she is academically gifted and intellectually thought-provoking. The only negative thing I can say about this student is that I wish she saw herself through my eyes and the eyes of so many others here at Lenape High School. Life has not always been easy for her, but one thing has remained constant. She has always been true to herself. I'm beyond excited to see what the next 2 years have in store for the student and grateful that I have had the opportunity to witness her growth into a lovely young woman. It is for this reason and many more that Makai Harris deserves this People's Choice Award. Next up is Mrs. Lana Jones.
genuine, kind, unique, thoughtful, compassionate. These are just a few words to describe Doug as one of the most well-intentioned young persons I have ever met. He has a genuine disposition and a willingness to try, really try to be kind and compassionate to everyone he encounters, despite their actions. And that's where our backstory comes in. We have a challenging section this year, right? And there have been more moments that I can count when he would actually give me encouragement with his mannerisms, a wink, a nod, or a kind word. How awesome is that? He is giving me encouragement throughout the day. Over the last year, I have observed him in class and in labs, and each day grown more and more impressed with him. He always wishes me a good day, and then he goes to his next class. He's always the last one to leave and always the last one to say that, when some students don't even acknowledge that I'm in the room. To be honest, I miss him when he leaves. And I look forward to seeing him in the next class for that positive encouragement. I truly hope that my boys have the same endearing and genuine qualities that you possess. Doug, thank you for being the bright spot in my teaching day. And now I would like to introduce Ms. Sarah Allen.
Hello. My People's Choice this year is much like the color yellow. The color yellow is described as truly joyous, radiant, and the happiest of colors. It is one that exudes warmness, vitality, and passion, and this color represents my nominee perfectly. Although I have never had the pleasure of having this young lady in class, I will never forget the brightness she brought to my days over the last few years. Whether it was a smile and hello during passing or an animated story about her dreams for the future during her frequent lunch visits, she made me smile, laugh, and warmed my heart more times than I can count. And for these moments, I will be forever grateful. Her enthusiasm and passion for life and everything and everyone that she loves are contagious, and you can't help but feel happy, positive, and inspired when in her presence. This year, My People's Choice is graduating. She is moving on to find and experience all of the great things that this world has to offer, and I'm so proud of her academically, athletically, and personally. I am also most proud of all the things for which she has reminded me that genuine passion, kindness, and warmth are priceless, but so very valuable. So I'd like to say thank you to My People's Choice. Talia Hartman, you are truly joyous and radiant, just like your favorite color. And the possibilities for your future are limitless. And although I will miss your passion, vitality, and warmness here at Lenape come September, I know that you will be brightening the days of everyone you meet as you venture into the next phase of your life. Wait, it's because I don't feel well. Next up is Mr. Larry Strittmatter. Woo!
Couldn't ask for a better introduction. I don't believe my recipient is here, but nevertheless, this young man deserves the words you're going to hear right now. Austin Ferranto is a young man I've had the unique pleasure of working closely with during his career at Lenape High School. And during our time together, he has made me laugh, sigh, scratch my head, and think differently about many things. I have come to realize through our numerous conversations that Austin is a sincere and honest young man, and his fierce loyalty to his family and his friends have impressed me on more than one occasion. I believe in Austin Ferranto's innate potential to be a good man, and I want him to know that there are many here at Lenape who believe in him and the success he can achieve in his future beyond Lenape High School. Austin Ferranto. So Austin doesn't know, obviously, that I nominated him, so when he gets the call tomorrow morning from his assistant principal to come to the office, I'm really looking forward to giving him this medallion, okay? Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Curcio.
Hello.
Okay, it is with tremendous amount of pride that I have the opportunity to speak on behalf of My People's Choice. I first met this young lady 3 years ago, and I was immediately impressed with her personal discipline and concern for others. She is very sincere with having great respect for her elders, which is not always the case in today's society. It was very obvious to me that she was raised with the proper blend of love and character building. Over the last 25 years, there have been a handful of students whose name and face come to mind with fondness. This young lady will definitely be one of those students. When I thought about what I would say, I kept thinking of a person having great character traits. So I looked up the definition of character traits, and the definition reminded me of my nominee. Here's a list of some of the traits: respectful, responsible, helpful, honest, kind, friendly, loyal, genuine, and heart. Then I thought of family. So then I thought of my definition of family: to have someone you can count on and someone who can count on you, to have respect for each other and always wanting to help each other out. When I think of my nominee, I think of family. I'm getting choked up. Sorry. Okay, when I think, where am I? Sorry, I apologize. I can't see it anymore. When I think of my nominee, I think of family, and maybe that's why sometimes I actually introduce her as my niece. It's been an absolute pleasure to have such an astonishing young lady as a student. Her future is very bright, and I'm positive that anyone she becomes associated with will benefit from the relationship. I wish her much happiness and success. Wondering who this is, huh? My People's Choice nomination is Gabriella Lee. I'm okay now. I'd like to introduce Miss Andrea Carpenter.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to ask My People's Choice to step forward. Elizabeth Mashecki. What I'd like to say about Liz tonight is this. Elizabeth is a creative and energetic young lady. In class, she diligently completes assignments with effort and imagination. Her poetry is insightful and profound. Liz once wrote, "I'm not afraid to be myself." I found this statement bold for a young freshman. She ends every class by thoughtfully telling me to have a great day. And it is literally every single class that she ends with, "Have a great day, Miss Carpenter." It's how I know we're done. I have come to expect and look forward to her kind words, and I'm very happy that she ended up with me this year. This is for you, Liz. And now, Mrs. Kate DeSantis.
Good evening, everybody. If you want to know what makes a Lenape student special, you have to look no further than my nominee, Jayan Patel. Did you know? No. He is an excellent student, but not just with grades. He has a true love of learning, and I can tell just by seeing him in my genetics class that he is excited about understanding difficult concepts, regardless of the grade he earns, which, by the way, are always excellent. He has distinguished himself as being an integral part of our Lenape family, a talented bowler, an active member of many different clubs and activities, and I have truly appreciated his dedication to Science League in particular over the past 4 years. He is an enthusiastic participant in school functions, especially where he can show off his solid dancing skills. Most importantly, he is a truly nice guy. He has a smile for everyone, is a friend to all. He is kind, a real gentleman. I've chosen Jayan as my People's Choice recipient because it is his face I see when I think of Lenape. He once said to me, "I always finish second." No, Jayan. Nice guys who work hard really do finish first, and that defines you 100%. I'd like to introduce Miss Christy Joyce.
I'm going to ask my nominee to come up and stand with me too, Caroline D'Alessio. When I first started teaching, I knew I was going to interact with some amazing people every single day, but I never expected to look up to or admire a teenager. Caroline D'Alessio proved me wrong. I've known Caroline for 3 years as both a cheerleader and a student in class, so I've been able to watch her grow from a bubbly sophomore into the mature and talented young lady she is today. Caroline is a strong-willed and caring person who's always willing to stand up for herself and others, something for which I admire her greatly. Oh, I lost my spot, sorry. She tries her hardest in everything she does and always goes out of her way to help people or simply try to make them smile when they need it. Whether she's interacting with her peers in class, her teammates, the Sparkle cheerleaders, her friends, her teachers, or any other adult, she is the same genuine and kind person as she is any other time in the day. On a personal note, no matter what's going on in my life, I know I can count on Caroline to put a smile on my face every single day. And for that, I'm nominating Caroline D'Alessio as my People's Choice recipient. Next up, Ms. Jessica Laverne.
The student I chose is truly the reason I love teaching. We're able to watch students develop and change in such ways that we never imagined. When this student first entered my classroom at the beginning of the year, we didn't always see eye to eye, but I knew there would be a mutual relationship built. Over the past few months, I was able to see her transform from a new freshman, not sure of her place in this world, to a young lady with future plans and goals for herself. She has put so much effort into recently getting a job. Watching her give up her lunch hour to come to a job seminar made my heart so full. I could see the determination in her eyes when we talked about her job interview. The moment she told me she got the job, I think I was more excited than she was. Bianca Jean-Philippe has been a joy to watch grow, and I will miss seeing her in my class next year. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your successes and for just being you. Next, I have Ms. Stephanie Novello.
Hi, Jules, come on. I feel like at this point, after 4 years, I could throw the medal across the stage and she would catch it on her neck. We won't, though. There you go. Thank you. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I have chosen Juliana Day as my 2018 People's Choice recipient. Jules, you have been by my side since your freshman year, in the class and in the yearbook club. In class, you would always surprise, impress, and slightly scare me with your creativity of your projects. Who else would draw Paula Deen riding a stick of butter? Or design a project that showcased pictures of things that creeped out Mrs. Novello? Jules has been my yearbook editor for the past 2 years and has designed the last 2 covers. She has worked endlessly on yearbook page design, proofreading, and brainstorming with me. We have had a lot of fun, and I don't know what I'm going to do without her next year. And next up is Mrs. Riches.
Good evening. One of the many benefits of working with kids is that I get to laugh every day. As I sat at my desk in the fall thinking about who I would nominate for the People's Choice Awards, Lenape's marching band came down the hallway with drums a-pounding, and I laughed. What other job, seriously? It was the Friday before the big football game, and as the kids left my last period entrepreneurship class, I said, "Have a great weekend." And as Pat walked past my desk, I said, "Pat, make good decisions." And he said, "Oh, I'm the only one who has to make good decisions. Everybody else can do whatever they want." And I laughed. Pat is smart and responsible and funny and so ready for college, where I know he will learn a lot, and I hope he will laugh a lot. Sending my very best wishes to my nominee for the People's Choice Award, Pat Rush. Up next is Mrs. Christine Willits.
My People's Choice Award goes to Malaika Mahmood. Malaika is serving her second year as the president of the Star Club, Students Together for Autism Research. She is initiative, professional, polite, positive, and reliable, and has proven to be an outstanding leader and role model for her peers. Malaika has a genuine interest and concern for helping all students in the Lenape community, in particular those with special needs. She volunteers hours upon hours of her time performing club responsibilities and, more importantly, spending time with students who have significant disabilities through various school events each and every month. Malaika not only actively brings new ideas to the club, but she follows through to see them in action. I am truly fortunate to have someone with such genuine, positive character and dedication to lead the Star Club. Next up is Lieutenant Colonel Tuzak.
Good evening. Cadet Ari Riemann, front and center. Obviously, he's my selection for tonight's People's Choice Award. Before I drape this most worthy cloth around your neck, I want to share some with the class. Is that okay? All right, very good. Ari has had a tremendous year in JROTC, his first year. If I were to use one word to describe Ari, I would say dedicated. If there's a hand to be lent, his is first up. If there's an obstacle to be overcome, he faces it 100%. Now, he's already probably has more ribbons than I do. But he is short in stature, there's no doubt there, but he has a heart of a lion. I just look forward to your future next 3 years in JROTC, Ari. Congratulations. I have the distinct pleasure to introduce another tremendous faculty member here, Miss Amanda Perry.
I have had the pleasure of knowing my People's Choice nominee for the past 2 years as a member of the Buddies Club. The purpose of this club is to promote social interaction for classified students with their non-classified peers. My nominee consistently attends all of our meetings and volunteers his time to working with students in our special education program after school, helping them build their social skills. His patience and understanding when working with these students is truly remarkable. My nominee has also taken the initiative to go above and beyond the mission of our club, interacting and including them in other activities. I believe that these actions are based on altruism and a commitment to inclusion and understanding. He is a compassionate, personable young man, and though I've never had the privilege of having him in class, I know he takes a rigorous course load, is hardworking, and is an academic leader here at Lenape. It's my pleasure to introduce my 2018 People's Choice, Garrett McCrae. Next up, Mr. Peyton Ebbison.
Tonight I'll be speaking also on behalf of Ms. Danielle Hubbs, who could not be here tonight, so you get to hear double the amount of me, which now that we have a working microphone is a good thing. I'll start with Ms. Hubbs' nomination. Tonight I am nominating a student who continually proves to me that she has the skills to be successful. She is respectful, always listening to directions, and being attentive during class. She's helpful, guiding the students around her to a better understanding when they are confused. She is hardworking, on task during assignments, and finishing all work on time. My People's Choice is Izzy Ameka, which I have her in class too, so I'm very happy to present this award. I am so proud of her. Oh, there's more. I am so proud of her continuous high work ethic and desire to become better. I know this because Izzy has specifically asked me to challenge her. But mostly, I've chosen Izzy as my People's Choice because she has helped me become a better teacher. She and I have almost daily conversations about my lessons. She shares with me her input, what she liked and didn't like, what she thought worked well, and what I could have done better. For me, that feedback was astronomical in helping me become better for others. So thank you, Izzy. I cannot wait to see the things that you will accomplish in your lifetime. I am so thankful to you for helping me become a better teacher. You are definitely a one-of-a-kind person. Congratulations. And now for my nominee. Having a study hall allows you to meet some students that you normally wouldn't have the chance to interact with. This was just the case with a student back when she was a freshman 2 years ago. At first, she asked a lot of wacky questions. But then I quickly realized there was a lot more to this student than I imagined, and that I first thought. She would tell me about all of her volunteer work, and I could see that she was such a strong and independent young woman. When the school year was over, I figured that I wouldn't see her much anymore. But I was wrong. She didn't go away. She showed up at Lenape TV meetings the next year, and then enrolled in my class this year. Mia Miller has risen to be a leader of our TV program and someone who is a true role model. She is compassionate and concerned, yet she is confident and lighthearted. She also makes me laugh in so many different ways. My days are always a little bit more fun with Mia around. I couldn't have been happier to be assigned that study hall 2 years ago because it allowed me to first meet this incredible student. And now, yes, we even match. I introduce Mr. Gene Jones.
I'd like to introduce Ms. Layla Smith as my People's Choice Award candidate nominee. Now, knowing Layla, she is not the type of person that might be embarrassed for this type of recognition because she does not crave the spotlight or the attention. However, Layla is one that brightens my day, and it makes me happy to see her receive this type of recognition. Layla brings a smile to my face each and every day because the way she does her own thing, with confidence, and works to mold herself into a better person. Like many of us, Layla has had her ups and downs over the years, and now she stands here as a junior and has matured into one of the most thoughtful, engaging, personable, and interesting students that I know. Layla has a great sense of humor and loves to laugh and smile. Layla always impresses me now as a person who responds with a positive outlook to overcome any situation. Layla has faced many challenges, overcome a few obstacles along the way, but these have strengthened her and helped her become the confident, caring, and considerate person that you see here today. I'm so happy to see Layla here tonight and every time I see her in school because she makes my day, and I'm so proud of her. Proud to call her People's Choice Award recipient 2017-18. Thank you. And now the doctors in the house. I'd like to bring Dr. Jackie Chambers up to the stage. Thank you.
Julianne Baker. Come on up, Jewel. Julianne is the type of person that believes if something is worth doing, it is worth doing well. Julianne is a leader, exceptionally kind, insightful, and a compassionate young woman. She is trustworthy, reliable, and a great role model for high school student athletes. Julianne is an example of how dreams become goals through dedication and hard work. She will be continuing her love of softball by playing in college. I wish her the best at Hood College and hope that she remembers that she should be confident in her abilities both in the classroom and on the softball field. Up next is Mrs. Amanda Castle.
When I think about what I'd like my children's teachers to say about them, words that come to mind are mature and friendly. I would hope that my own children are well respected by the staff at their schools, that they get along with their classmates and teammates, and that they hold an idealistic outlook about the future. But I'm not describing goals for my own children. I'm describing Darrell Jenkins, and that's why he's my 2018 People's Choice Award winner. Darrell will be graduating this year, and his funny sense of humor and comical mannerisms will truly be missed by many people. Darrell can always put a smile on my face and lighten any mood I may find myself in. A true testament to Darrell's character was displayed this year when one of his favorite teachers was diagnosed with cancer. Darrell was sympathetic to what his teacher was going through and used his larger-than-life personality to lift her spirits every day. Darrell has come a long way since his freshman year, and I'm so proud of the man he has become. Congratulations. And that's from back in the day, but Darrell humors me every time with it. Up next, Miss Danielle O'Brien.
As an educator, we come into our profession thinking that we are going to change the world one child at a time. The truth is, we as educators often encounter students who change us for the better. This young woman inspires me to be a better person every day. Her kindness toward others is immeasurable. She is by far the most loving, caring, and compassionate student that I have ever worked with. Her smile is contagious, and her will to change the world is endless. I'm super excited to see what she accomplishes after graduating from high school. I have nominated Sabrina Cratchwell for my People's Choice Award. Up next, Miss Debbie Goldsboro.
Good evening. Selena, come on down. Kind, genuine, sweet, considerate, caring, thoughtful, all words that come to mind when I think about this student. She truly lights up a room with her infectious smile and generous heart and makes everyone in her presence feel incredible. When I see her, I just become happy. She runs to me to help me carry a bag. She asks me how I'm doing and how I'm feeling. She's simply amazing and has that special something that so many are drawn to. My 2018 People's Choice goes to Selena Muncie. I'd like to call up Mrs. Lynn Stowe.
I'm kind of a rule breaker, so I have two. The first one, I do not know this young woman as a student or come in contact with her every day, but our time together at Challenge Day was amazing. She is a compassionate and caring individual. This young woman will truly shine as she leaves these Lenape halls and seeks her next goals in life. Her energetic demeanor and radiant smile are things I will miss next year in the hallways and on the morning show. She has made such an impact on me. In fact, there was a lunch and learn in December when I was feeling down and having a really bad day. And out of the blue, this young woman showed up at my classroom. She could not have picked a more perfect day to stop by and see how I was doing and what my plans were for winter break. Her loving spirit is something I will never forget, and for this reason, I nominated Kelly Donahue as my People's Choice Award. My second People's Choice Award. This gentleman is the most caring and compassionate young man. He is always there with a smile and a tap on the back. He always asks you how you are doing and how is your day going. He works extremely hard and wants to be the best at whatever he does. For this reason, I nominated Brandon Lane as my People's Choice Award. Next up is Pam Busarella.
Okay. If I was as cool or as confident or as witty as my nominee tonight, I'd be up here in a leather jacket and shades. I'd totally own the room with my kindness, charisma, and likability. I'd have you all laughing with me and not at me, but I'm not Jonathan Yao. I'm proven right. All right, come here, John. In a class that can sometimes feel pulled in different directions by different honors level personalities, John grounds us. He has the right pun, or the right smile, or the right nod to bring us back together. I'm going to attempt to recreate for you one day in early winter, not that day, don't worry, when John first showed this unique but welcome ability. My class, which is often the noisiest and most spirited of my day, had just finished drafting short stories in small groups. Each group was to select one student to read aloud its story. I anticipated the usual micromanaging required to keep the audience attentive. And then Jonathan stepped up, costumed as a retro Casanova, ready to both read and act. I sensed the kids were into his interpretation and enraptured by the mature, relevant storyline itself, but I really knew John was a gem when the bell rang. Nothing happened. For a good 30 seconds, the students looked from each other to me to John, but no one moved or fumbled for a backpack. I hadn't even realized we were close to the end of the period myself. He was that captivating. I finally said, well, I guess we'll finish tomorrow. The class erupted in a collective groan. That's class with John, one you never want to end. Thank you, Jonathan, for being you. There is truly no one else like you. And now, Mrs. Eileen Smith.
I'm first going to present on behalf of Mrs. Clark, who could not be here tonight, but I also had the honor of teaching this wonderful student last year, so I will confirm that every word on this paper is true. So in the words of Mrs. Clark, the person I chose for my award always makes me smile. She is a wonderful student who asks good questions and volunteers to answer questions as well. She is always actively engaged in class discussion with her peers. She shows compassion for those who struggle, and she is willing to help in any way that she can. She takes responsibility for completing her work during class and completing her homework outside of class time. She gets good grades in my class as a result of all of this, but none of those are the reasons why I chose her. Instead, I chose her because I always look forward to seeing her, because she says hello or good morning. I chose her because she tells me funny stories or shows me cute pictures of her baby brother. I chose her because she shares podcasts and TV shows she thinks I might find interesting. I chose her because she engages with me above and beyond the content of the class and shows me the content of her character every day. The content of her character is beautiful because she is honest, respectful, responsible, and caring. She is what we hope all of our students will become. And for those reasons, Mrs. Clark chose Olivia Polodniak as her People's Choice Award. And so now for my People's Choice, I am very honored to be here tonight to recognize an outstanding young man, Abhi Chauhan. When I first met Abhi this past September, I immediately knew that he was a very special student who would make my upcoming school year just a little bit better. Abhi is eager to learn, to think, and to listen to the words of others, always with respect and genuine kindness. Abhi is passionate about reading and discussing the literature we study in our class, literature about characters who experience joy and suffering, who face adversity, or those who are in a predicament beyond their control. Abhi immerses himself in their plight, and in doing so, he demonstrates sincere empathy and compassion, a gift that Abhi extends to the people with whom he interacts each day. His ability to empathize with the feelings of others is a quality that inspires all of us to be kinder and more compassionate human beings. Abhi, thank you for reminding us about the power of kindness. I so enjoy being your teacher, and I have no doubt that you will continue to accomplish great things here at Lenape and beyond. And next we have Mrs. Marianne Stecker.
Good evening, everyone. I'm thrilled to see that 3 of my students are already on the stage wearing red medallions. Congratulations, Aristotle, Liz, and Nathan. My People's Choice Award recipient is a stone's throw away Tyler Hogan. You figured it out, right? Okay. Tyler has been my German student for the past 4 years. During this time, I have gotten to know him both as my German student and also as a member of the Lenape Knowledge Bowl team. In German class, Tyler's offbeat sense of humor and his knowledge of German history have enhanced our class so much over the years. His sneeze is legendary, and I am sure registers somewhere on the Richter scale. Tyler is also the history geography guru of the Lenape Knowledge Bowl team. He has forgotten more than most of us know on these topics. One of my fondest memories of Tyler as a young team member was when he drew an imaginary map in the air during a BCAT competition and quickly answered a seemingly impossible question, correctly, of course. That was our first inkling as to the genius that is Tyler. Needless to say, he is admired and respected by all of his teammates. Lastly, Tyler is a sweet and genuinely caring person. While I wish him well as he heads off to college, I will also miss him like a son. Tyler, this is just for us because it's in German. Ich wünsche dir alles Gute immer, mach's gut. Bitte, bitte. It's my pleasure to introduce my friend and world language colleague, Mr. James Prof. Gertjes.
Buonasera. In a world language course like Italian, classroom culture is so important because students must always feel comfortable taking risks. This nominee contributes positively to my classroom culture by exuding a positivity and can-do mentality that rubs off on her peers. She may be the most tenacious, fearless, and high-energy student that I have in my program. In my young career, I have never seen a student that tackles challenging linguistic tasks with the same resolve as Chelsea Coleman. Chelsea, vieni qua. Chelsea motivates me every day to put in the extra effort and find that extra energy, even when it's difficult to do so, because this student's consistency is unparalleled. She never fails to put a smile on my face and is one of those students who truly make me excited to come to work each morning. And finally, as a fellow New York sports fan originally from North Jersey, it was nice to have someone else in the classroom this year to commiserate with during what turned out for us as a nightmarish football season that ended with a Philadelphia-New England Super Bowl. It is my pleasure to present my People's Choice to Chelsea Coleman. Next up, we have Mr. Nick Orfanos.
Good evening. Not to be outdone by my German and Italian colleagues, Señorita Justina, por favor, te invito a juntarme aquí, por favor. Acá. De nada. All right. So, I am proud to nominate Justina Said for my People's Choice Award this year. What can I say about Justina? Well, she's kind, hardworking, and a delight to have in class. However, the quality I most admire in Justina is her fearless attitude towards learning. This young woman is not afraid to seek deeper meaning in anything. She routinely demonstrates to her peers the skills we are learning. Her questions are very poignant and well developed, and she is a leader in the sense that she always shows her classmates that asking, seeking deeper understanding is essential to mastering the skills we are learning. She also has a keen eye and ear for language. Justina is always the first to point out if I have made a potential error, and that does not happen too often, correct? No. Okay, good. We agreed. On top of all this, she is pleasant and funny. Justina's positivity is infectious, and she always approaches what we are doing with cheer and enthusiasm. It has been a pleasure to have her in class this year, and I will be very jealous of her teacher next year. And Justina, I owe you 10 pesos tomorrow, okay? So, Justina, gracias. All right. Now I'd like to welcome up my friend and team teacher, Mr. John Carnevale.
Good evening. So every time that I do this, I get nervous that my nominee is going to figure out that it was me that chose them. So a couple of days ago, I saw my nominee in the hallway, and she screamed out, "Hey, Mr. Carnevale, did you hear I got nominated for a People's Choice Award?" So I looked at her, I said, "Hey, that's great, congratulations," and I ran the other way. So, Marilyn Klinger, I hope you're still surprised. I had Marilyn in my physics class last year, and she stood out from the beginning because of how friendly and personable she is. I always ask my students how their weekends were and rarely get asked the same question back. But Marilyn would always ask about my weekend, and she would always ask how my son is doing. What I have observed about Marilyn is that she is friendly to everyone, no matter who you are, and she has a great sense of humor. Physics did not come easy to her, but she always tried her best every day and asked for help when needed. I was always happy to help her, but most of the time she really didn't need my help. She just needed a little encouragement that she could do it. Although I don't have her in class this year, she always gives me an enthusiastic hello in the hallway. I also ran into her at Chick-fil-A where she used to work. It was very busy there, and she was hard at work getting everyone's order. Despite all of that, she took the time to bring my son some free ice cream. So if you're looking for a babysitter, I think Marilyn would be a good choice. Marilyn, I will miss helping you in physics, and I will miss your enthusiastic hellos and our talks about life. I wish you all the best after graduation and beyond, and thank you for making my job even more enjoyable than it already is. Next up is Mr. Kevin Meter.
My People's Choice Award winner isn't someone who flies under the radar. Instead, whenever her name is mentioned, people always chime in about what a great person she is. Her engaging personality and funny sense of humor simply makes my class better. Although she was an excellent student, what makes her stand out from the crowd is the way she truly cares about the people around her, as evidenced by her volunteer work with the Buddies Club and the Wii Tournament. Her eagerness to learn and her willingness to help others has not only made her a leader within Lenape, but a role model for her fellow classmates. She will no doubt be successful in whatever avenue she pursues when she leaves Lenape. My hope is that my kids will grow up to possess the same values and ideals as this young lady. My People's Choice Award winner goes to Mary Kate Rick. And our next presenter, Ms. Sue Seneschal.
My People's Choice nomination is Michael Sleeper. Love Michael. Michael's a student that I always have frequent interactions with. Michael always comes into my office, he always has a smile on his face, and he's always very kind and respectful. Michael always takes extra time to hold conversations with me and always asks me about my day. I can always guarantee if I see him on a Monday, Michael will ask me about my weekend. To me, Michael is a ray of sunshine that I look forward to seeing every day. So thank you, Michael. Next up is Mr. Joe DeJulius.
Good evening. A brand is a customer experience represented by a collection of images and ideas. Often it refers to a symbol such as a name, logo, slogan, and design scheme. 2 years ago, our business education department built a brand for itself. The idea of branding the business education department is not about marketing kids or making false promises. It is about promoting the wonderful things happening in the department for those who do not have the opportunity to experience them on a daily basis. Maddie Levithan and Jamie Marino convey a positive image of the brand to our stakeholders and are two of our best brand ambassadors. They promote business education throughout the school community, lead our Camp Lenape session, speak to rising freshmen and their parents about business education at the 8th grade curriculum fair and 8th grade parent night, help me manage the department's social media accounts, participate in business-related extracurricular activities, shadow business professionals, and assist with the LRHSD student job fair. Maddie and Jamie think outside the box, consistently coming up with innovative and creative ideas to give the business education department a competitive edge. They produce work of the highest quality, regularly seek opportunities for new assignments and responsibility, and bring individuals and groups together to accomplish common goals. However, what I admire most about Maddie and Jamie is the professional manner in which they conduct themselves. Working with them is like working with two seasoned colleagues. Maddie and Jamie, thank you for all of your contributions to the business education department. You will certainly leave a mark on Lenape High School. Congratulations. Please welcome Ms. Nicole Mustachio.
Okay, Julia, can you come up here, please? You didn't think I'd make it, did you? This is my People's Choice, Julia Foster. Hi, Stash, can't talk now, I gotta go to class. This is what I hear before every Class 6 as my People's Choice Julia runs past me and only stops quickly to give me an enthusiastic high five. When I had the honor of teaching Julia last year, I was incredibly impressed with her insightful responses, writing, and overall contribution to making my class honestly one of the best classes I've had here at Lenape. Not only have I had the opportunity to watch Julia grow into the hardworking, driven, successful student that she is, I've had the honor of watching her grow into a conscientious, funny, caring person as well. Most of all, I've enjoyed our talks at the end of class or I'm standing at the door before class begins. It is here that I truly got to know Julia and to have important conversations ranging from college majors to should you have holes in your jeans, to should she dress like me for Halloween, which she did, to all different aspects of life. She even let me impart some of my life lessons and endured some of my constant ramblings as well. In all honesty, these are the talks that I'm truly enjoy and I'm honestly going to miss the most. Julia, your talent, passion, and drive are going to make you incredibly successful in all that you do. And I seriously cannot wait to see what the future holds for you because I know you're going to do amazing things. And if you have learned nothing else from me, nothing at all, remember, Golden Girls are the best. And to always do good in the world, okay? And I'm really going to miss you and your high fives next year. Up next, Mr. Catani.
Good evening. If you know anything about me, I don't get very nervous of speaking in front of crowds. But my heart is pounding right now, all right, because my guy is JoJo Cullum. It's no surprise. Every teacher knows it. He knows he's my guy. So I wrote this down. I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure I would get some thoughts out, but I'm not real sure how it's going to go, so I'll give it a shot. All right? JoJo's a young man who aspires everyone he comes in contact with to be better. While many recognize his success on the football field, he is so much more than that. He has overcome challenges that no one should endure with grace and grit. He recreated his academic identity at Lenape through sheer determination with a goal to get better every day at everything he does. JoJo Cullum has an amazing story to share, and the best part about it is that he's just getting started. Something to know, this guy is my why. When I make decisions, I think about JoJo Cullum. When I talk with parents, I talk to other students, when I talk to our staff about building relationships, he's the reason why. He has changed my perspective on so many levels that he has no idea the impact he's made on Lenape High School. My daughters are his favorite fans. They come to games, they ask about his academic, how's he doing, well, where's grades marking period, because I'm all over Genesis nonstop with him, myself and Sam. Where's Sam at? Right, his dad. Sam's out there. We look at it, and my girls have asked me several times. I have 4 girls, and they say, Dad, if you had a boy, would it be JoJo? The answer is yes. JoJo is my son here at Lenape High School, and I love him. JoJo Cullum. You gotta put this on. Next up, Sharon McCall.
Jillian Caceres makes me smile. Her energy, humor, and wittiness are a force to be reckoned with. I love it when she barges into the office with some sort of tale for me to try to follow. I'm never quite sure what type of conversation we will have. From serious soul-searching talks to typical teenage chatter that has me laughing, I truly look forward to my visits with her. Jillian has a good heart and she has a story. She is strong, courageous, and just a really awesome kid. I'm proud of you, Jillian. For so many reasons, I would like to acknowledge you for a People's Choice Award. Sorry. Next up, Ms. Devin Dimmick.
Each year, when I'm choosing my nominee for People's Choice, I always ask myself a simple question: who brightens my day? I work hard to form connections with all of my students, but which student goes out of their way to make a connection with me? This year, the answer to that question was easy. Immediately, I thought of a student whose smile lights up my entire classroom, who always offers a friendly greeting, whose upbeat sense of humor is contagious to everyone she encounters. When I see this student in the hallways, she never hesitates to give me a huge smile and an enthusiastic hello. In a world where many people have become more interested in phones than human-to-human interaction, this student's interpersonal skills stand out. She is consistently respectful, courteous of her classmates, and kind. The best phrase I can think of to describe Tyla Wakefield is human sunshine. Tyla, I want to thank you for brightening my days. You remind me not to underestimate the power of a small gesture of kindness. Sometimes you never know how much it means to someone. For these reasons, it is my honor to nominate Tyla Wakefield as my 2018 People's Choice nominee. I'd like to introduce Claudia Wolf.
Okay. You two, come on up. Introducing Dan Pruitt and Lane Klemick for my 2018 People's Choice nominees. This duo's determination and spirit has been unyielding ever since the class of 2019's first Spirit Week back in 2015. These two have maintained a positive attitude, a smile, and more importantly, a sense of humor throughout it all. This year, I was most impressed with their efforts to make our homecoming decorating, or as our students call it, HOCO Deco, extra special, with their creativity, eye for detail, and careful measurements. They spent countless hours and countless hot glue sticks, and hot glue guns, making a special archway over our hallway. But when the vision unfortunately did not come to fruition, they did not let it ruin their spirits. It is Lane Klemick and Dan Pruitt's positivity and perseverance that I love the most about them. I've had the privilege of getting to know them these past 3.5 years, and I'm so proud of them for all of their accomplishments. It just goes to show that leadership can look very different in different people. And although they might not have some fancy title within our school, these two are leaders, role models, and outstanding upstanders. I am so lucky to know them, and I can't wait to see their positive impact on our world after they graduate next year. Next up, Mrs. Kathy Waldron.
Okay, I also have two tonight. This one student that I've chosen for my People's Choice Award is someone who has a smile on her face every day when she comes into school. She is one of the most kind, caring, friendly, polite, and hardworking students that I've come in contact with. This year, she has been very successful in our community-based training program. On Tuesdays, Gabby works at Future Scholars Daycare. Hi, Deb. Where she always has a smile and is happy to come to work. The children love her. On Wednesdays, she's at Joy's Hallmark Shop in Marlton. Here, her job coach reports that Gabby has embraced new tasks and accepted challenges to finish her task in a very timely manner. On Thursdays, Gabby is a very conscientious worker at the Mount Laurel Library. Her supervisors and coworkers love her and appreciate her hard work and her attention to detail. I will truly miss Gabby as she goes on to the next chapter in her life. And that is the reason that one of my awards goes to Gabriella Havner. Okay. My second People's Choice Award goes to a student who has really matured since she came as a freshman. She is always smiling and seems to really love to come to school. Amanda is one of the first to volunteer when there's a job to do in the classroom. She has been so successful in her first year in the community-based training program, and we are so proud of all of her hard work out on the job. This award goes to Amanda Simpkins. Next up is Mrs. Nicole Buck.
My People's Choice nominee and I have several things in common. One being our affinity for bacon and peanut butter. Maybe not mixed together, but enjoyed separately. We have had many in-depth conversations about the deliciousness of both bacon and peanut butter, and really how peanut butter is good on just about everything. I have even nicknamed my nominee Jake and Bacon, due to his love of bacon. Come on up, Jake and Bacon. What's shaking, Jake and Bacon? Jake Crotty is my nominee, which I am sure he has figured out at this point. Jake is one of the kindest, funniest, and most hardworking students that I have ever had the pleasure of having in class. He is always checking in to see how I'm doing or how my weekend was, and he has even started bringing in peanut butter bagels for me to enjoy because he knows and understands my love of peanut butter. He is just an all-around great young man. Jake certainly brightens my day and everyone's day here at Lenape, and we are very lucky that he is part of our Lenape family. Very well deserved, Jake. Next up is the magnificent Melissa King.
My award goes to Kobe Romai.
You knew it.
Oh yeah, I knew it was you.
Kobe Romai is one of a kind. His input challenges me, his enthusiasm inspires me, his knowledge of all things movie-related amazes me. Only Kobe will spend hours creating an enrichment project that was never assigned and presented to the class for our entertainment. Only Kobe can endlessly compare any character in any given story to a Star Wars character, complete with supporting details and quotes in voices. Only Kobe constantly involves, includes, and values every member of our eccentric class in his comments and stories. His Halloween costumes are amazing. His fascination with Gordon Ramsay cracks me up. Kobe gives more than I ask for in his writing, often making me laugh out loud when I read it. He is always willing to share his life and stories with us. He is well liked by students and staff alike, always engaged, always working hard, always pleasant and polite, I look forward to seeing Kobe each day and hearing the anecdotes he has to share about his family, Sky Zone adventures, and celebrity news. For these reasons, among others, I have selected Kobe Romai as my People's Choice Award. Next up, Mrs. Kim Condurso.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I would like to call up my People's Choice nominee for 2018, which I couldn't see from down here, but Miss Samantha Milano, are you here tonight? Come on up. Everybody needs to see your beautiful smile. Doesn't she have an amazing smile? Smile for everybody. She's beautiful. Having taught chemistry for the past 24 years, I know that chemistry is all about creating bonds. Bonds come in various shapes and sizes. You know all about it, Sam. There's the single bond, which is relatively weak in comparison to the double bond. You didn't know you were going to get a whole chemistry lesson tonight, did you? And then, of course, there is the mother of all bonds, the triple bond, which is the strongest by far. For the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of seeing Sam bond in full-out triple bond fashion with the students and staff of Lenape and communities near and far. From the moment that I met her, I admired her for her determination, intelligence, generosity, compassion, and maturity. In fact, Sam has a maturity that is far beyond her years. For example, how many teenagers do you know that have traveled on numerous occasions to Haiti to work with children at Love Orphanage, providing them with the means to attend school? Not something I hear every day. And although that is truly awesome in and of itself, what makes Sam even more amazing is that she does these things not to gain attention, but simply because that is the humble, genuine, caring person that she is. Last school year, Sam was a student in my AP chemistry class. Knowing that I would be truly devastated this year without our heart-to-heart chats and that smile of hers that brightens my every day, I decided I had to draft her as one of my lab assistants this year. Her impeccable organizational skills have helped to keep my labs running like clockwork, and for a busy teacher and mom of 2 young boys, I truly can't thank her enough for the help that she has given me. Students oftentimes thank their teachers for helping them grow as individuals. Today, it is my turn to thank you for teaching me the true meaning of selflessness and how to live my life according to the triple bond. Thanks, Sam. Next, I would like to call up my Teacher Choice nominee, my husband, Michael Condorso.
Good evening, everyone. At some point, I'll learn to precede Mrs. Condorso up on stage. So I have known my nominee since his freshman year. What I admire most about him is his passion and determination to pursue his interests. I always tell my students that high school is an opportunity to branch out and try new things to find their passion. It is clear that this young man has already identified his passions and is focused on learning everything he can about them. He is consistently, and quietly most of the time, working to improve everything that he does. As an example of this, he was in drafting 2 last year, and Woods 1 with me, and formed kind of an independent study of his own by working on a woodworking project and incorporating drafting skills. And throughout this year has been taking time out of his busy schedule during Lunch and Learn to come meet with me and push the limits of my knowledge of some equipment in the wood shop to complete a project that he had started last year. Zach Kaufman is also one of the most modest people that I know. Zach, come on up. I have never known Zach to seek recognition for any of the many things that he excels at. It is for these reasons that I'm happy to have met and worked with Zach on his path to even greater things to come. And now I'd like to introduce Miss Escudero.
I have nominated Emma Colucci for a People's Choice Award.
Emma is a great person. She is hardworking, motivated, and a caring young lady. Emma has a great spirit and positive outlook on life. She can make anyone's day by making them laugh or being extremely friendly with a simple hello greeting. What impresses me most about Emma is her willingness to try 3 new sports during her freshman year of high school. Emma open-mindedly, positively, and joyfully participated in field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse this school year. Emma's time management, commitment, and dedication to 3 sports that she never played before is admirable. Living in a generation where fear of failure limits effort, Emma sets an example to her peers that if you never try, you will never know. Emma, I hope you continue to live life, filling it with the utmost exciting experiences. Emma Colucci. Now batting from the Health and PE Department, Mr. Michael Wazienko.
My people's choice is Caitlin Jones. Jones, come on up. When I met Jones in September, immediately she showed signs of being a leader. She wanted to be involved, and she definitely wanted to make an impact here at Lenape. In my classes, and when I coach, I talk a lot about effort, accountability, and just doing things the right way. Jones definitely does that. She's extremely polite and friendly. She always asks, "Hi, how are you, Mr. Waz?" She would volunteer to help me around the classroom by passing out papers, cleaning up the room, and adding decorations to our walls. Without me asking, she would invite students who didn't have a partner or a group to join her. These little things have no doubt made someone's day, including mine. Outside of the classroom, Jones played varsity soccer and JV basketball as a freshman. It's really hard to do at a big school like Lenape. Unfortunately, Jones got injured during the basketball season and has been on the sidelines the past few months. Despite her injury, I'm extremely proud of the way she has handled everything that's been going on. You would never know if she was upset or feeling bad. She continues to stay positive, and I know this is just a minor setback for a major comeback. Thank you, Jones, for all that you have done and the impact you have made on your friends, teammates, and me. Congratulations, and I'm proud of you. Next up, Miss Jody Stansberry.
Good evening. Jim, come on up. I've known this young man for the past 2 school years. Every day in health and phys ed, he would greet me with a smile and exclaim, "Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, Miss Stansberry, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, and happy Friday." Whatever the day, I look forward to hearing those wonderful words. He is a true reminder of what is important in life: kindness, warmth, a smile, treating others with respect and understanding. We all need to stop and appreciate the small, wonderful things and pass them on. Life is really good. Jim is a ray of sunshine, full of life with so much positive energy. He was one of my hardest workers in class. He added so much through his discussions, and he always completed his work. We would talk before the bell rang, and I found out that Jim is in the band. We made an instant connection. I was in the band too. His dream is to be a teacher. That was my dream too. I am lucky enough to see Jim often this year as we share the same health and phys ed period. He greets me with the same smile, the same greeting, whatever the day of the week. And we talk about his dreams for the future. It's students like Jim Frangione that make teaching worthwhile. Thanks so much, Jimmy, for brightening my days and thinking of me. Congratulations on getting into the music program at Westchester. I will miss you. I guess I have to pass this on. And now I'd like to introduce another phys eder, Miss Jess Koltanicki.
Hello, everyone.
everyone. We're almost done here. My nominee has been waiting patiently, Miss Megan Hartzell. I've had the pleasure of teaching Megan for the past couple of years here. First as a student teacher, and then when I was first employed, and for the past 3 years. In these years, she has grown to be a compassionate young lady. She is a team player in the physical education classroom. She assists in helping with setup, organizing equipment, and in the classroom, as well as contributes to being a positive role model to her classmates. She's always lending a helping hand to her peers and offers encouraging words to motivate them in their exercises. I admire Megan's leadership and ability to collaborate with her peers and teachers with such poise and positivity. I wish Megan the best of luck as she leaves Lenape and finds her own path in life and continues to bring joy and smiles to so many people's faces. Megan, thank you for bringing me a smile on my face every day for the past 3 years. I'm gonna miss you. Thank you, medal. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Kay. You're welcome. Last but not least, Mr. Sean McInerney.
So right now, my nominee is very disappointed that she sat here waiting all night for this. And since the element of surprise is gone, I figured I would let you all know how I came to this decision. I want to recognize and just congratulate all the students up here for being selected this year. I know there are a lot of great students up here because I was going to select Talia Hartman, but she was already chosen. Then I was going to select Maddie, who's always wearing her lacrosse uniform. She was already chosen. So finally I said to myself, okay, fine, I'll select Kendall Keys for People's Choice. I told you she'd be disappointed. So my introduction to Kendall Keys actually happened 4 years ago on the basketball court when she was a freshman and I was a new coach here at Lenape. I've been lucky enough to watch her grow from that freshman with a terrible crossover to one of the most dynamic and successful basketball players in our school's history. However, I do not want to recognize Kendall tonight because of her impact on our basketball program. This is my opportunity to say thank you for her contributions off of the court. As a member of Steve Hand's leadership class, Kendall was introduced to some of my students in our self-contained program earlier this year. After our initial introductions between the classes, Kendall took it upon herself to volunteer more time with my students. She helped us plant and harvest vegetables in our garden that the students have built and maintained themselves. She ran sample job interviews with my students to help them prepare for opportunities beyond Lenape. She helped us prepare for and then run the WE tournament, which we host for all the self-contained programs here within our district. She stops by our classroom just to say hi, to watch student presentations, to see them share pictures from trips and events, or to continually try and convince the class that she is better than me at basketball. But most importantly, Kendall made sure my students were involved with their peers in her leadership class. She included us in collecting and wrapping presents for Operation Santa. Very few students have the amazing work ethic that Kendall displays, but even less exhibit the same level of empathy and maturity. I can't thank her enough for the amount of time and support she's contributed to my class and all of our programs for students with special needs. As a coach, I am proud of her for the profound impact she has made on our school community, and as a teacher, I'm grateful for her willingness to get involved and for the amount of time she has volunteered to make a difference for my students. In an effort to say thank you for all of her contributions and efforts, I nominated Kendall Keys for my People's Choice Award. Closing remarks, Mr. Tony Catani.
Good evening. So it is my daunting task to try to close the night on a special, special night. I go to a lot of different events. We do a lot of different things here at Lenape High School, and the staff has heard me say this several times. This is my favorite night. It's my favorite night in a variety of ways. And first, I want to thank the two people that made it possible, Ms. Sarah Allen and Amanda Perry. There are Renaissance advisors, they organize the entire night. It is a daunting task to get all of these things and try to be a little bit secretive, to get the invitations out to everyone and let the students not know who the teacher is sending. All the things that you heard here tonight that were read or elaborated on are in a program that you will get right after this with your child's name in it and the teacher and everything that they said in here, so you can keep this as a memento. So here's the thing. Why is it so special, right? You saw a lot of people get emotional, myself included, thinking about what the impact these students make on not just each other, to ourselves, our teachers, but also to our entire community. So you heard some things, some athletics, you heard some things about academics mentioned, but they were not the driving force of why these students were recognized. We had other forums where other students were recognized for a variety of things. But what you heard here tonight was just a few things that I write my speech as I sit here and listen to all the things that are said. You heard things like upbeat, lasting impression, special, will make his mark, charismatic, brightest stars, positive attitude, sets the tone. Smile was probably said about 20 times. Just because you smile, you make my day. Determined, dependable, better place because of you. You're like my mom. Fist bumps, character, fun, responsible, reliable, takes initiative, dedicated, integrity, helpful, independent, friendly, caring, compassionate, thoughtful, witty, motivates, Jake and Bacon. Pursues their interest. They're a leader, full of energy and full of life. Kind-hearted. Genuine, thoughtful, willingness to try, provides encouragement, bright spot in my day. Says hello every time they pass. Warms my heart, makes me laugh, laughs with me. Is honest, loyal, and has a concern for others. There are no true measurables of what those things are. You cannot put them on a resume to go to college. You cannot put them on a resume to try to get a job. You put them out every day to make an impact on each other. They don't just make us better, they make Lenape better. These are our best students at Lenape High School because they make us better. In so many other realms and other private organizations and things of that nature, you talk about real estate, they say location, location, location. I believe, we believe in our school, it's relationships, relationships, relationships. The better relationships we have with our students, the better they will listen to us, they will take us to heart, they will learn from us, we will learn from them. So that's our big piece. This staff that's here tonight, they develop relationships with your children every single day. Every single day, they are meeting with your children, whether it's during their scheduled time or during lunch and learn, after school, a passing in the hall, an advisor, a coach. They are building that relationship to help them grow and help these people grow as well. I admire all of our teachers that spent their time tonight. And yes, we had a little bit of delay, but this night is worth the wait. This is the best night of the year, and I thank our teachers for sharing your time with our kids. And parents, this is not lost on you as well. This is not just a one-man, one-woman show type deal, right? This is, we talk about this other times, that characters like Good Soup, it's made at home. You make this at home. You brought these kids to us. I thank you for bringing your children to Lenape just so we could have a part of what they're doing to impact our community here at Lenape and beyond. So I thank all of you parents. I have to ask, Peyton, are you back there? Can you bring those lights up just a little bit? How many of you, when you heard someone speaking about your child in the way that they did, started to shed a tear, get a little choked up in their throat? Right? How many times has that happened to you in your time, whether in a school, other organization, when someone says something so kind about your child that it warms your heart? I just don't get why other organizations or other times we have to wait for People's Choice to tell somebody how we feel about them and how they make us feel. I just wish we would spread this word all over every day because I love it. I absolutely love tonight. The things for the students, you're the best. You're absolutely the best. I was proposed something today about putting a mural in one of our halls, and I'm going to read it to you because I think it applies to tonight, because I think this is what it is. The mural would read this. Some kids are smarter than you. Some kids have cooler clothes than you. Some kids are better at sports than you. It doesn't matter. You have your thing too. Be the kid who can get along. Be the kid who is generous. Be the kid who is happy for others. Be the kid who does the right thing. Be the nice kid. That's what you are. You're nice people. You do nice things because you're genuine, you're compassionate, and you care for others. And it has such an impact. And I don't know if you're told this every day by other people, but I hope you know now. And the impact that you have because the way you are every day and how you interact with staff and with other students, your parents, the custodian, the lunch line, every person, somebody is taking note. And you're the power of one. You start it, they'll follow. I promise you. Please take this of what you do every day, and you're going to be wonderful. You're going to make us better. So I thank you for all you do, for being you, for being the nice person that you are. Thanks for coming. Best night ever. And I hope to see you soon. Lenape Pride.